Imagine, like, a packed movie theater on opening night, right?
Oh, yeah. The best feeling.
Exactly. The villain is mid-monologue, the bass is shaking your seat, and suddenly the main audio processor in the projection booth literally fries.
Just a total nightmare scenario.
Right. But the movie just keeps playing. And
Yeah.
you, the audience, well, you never even notice.
It's basically magic.
It really is. Welcome to this deep dive, because today we're looking at the exact piece of hardware that pulls off that magic trick. Using product specs we grabbed from HD TV Supply for the QSC DPM-300 10-channel digital cinema processor.
Yeah, our mission here is to unpack the hidden tech that makes commercial theater sound actually work.
Because, I mean, when you look past the glowing screens and the massive speakers, a processor like this DPM-300 is what actually runs the show, right?
Yeah, definitely. We're talking about the central hub that seamlessly distributes all that complex audio and, the physical automation in a modern cinema setup.
Well, looking at the specs, this thing is only about 3.5 inches tall.
Right. It fits right in a standard equipment rack.
So is this essentially just a hyper-advanced version of the AV receiver sitting in my living room?
I mean, that's a good starting point, but your home receiver is really just passing audio and video to your TV.
Right.
This unit is more like an invisible stage manager. It integrates high-end signal processing, wide-scale audio distribution, and serial automation.
What? Serial automation?
Yeah, it uses an RS-232 connection, which is basically a classic, super reliable communication port. So it isn't just sending sound.
What else is it doing?
It's physically telling the house lights to dim and the curtains to draw the exact second the audio kicks in.
Oh, wow. That is cool.
Right, and it takes 5.1, 7.1, and even HIVI audio.
HIVI, that stands for hearing impaired and visually impaired tracks, right?
Exactly. It takes all of that directly from a digital cinema server and perfectly routes it.
But wait, if this one 3.5-inch box is acting as the stage manager for the lights, the curtains, and 10 channels of audio, isn't that incredibly risky?
Oh, you mean because it's replacing multiple components?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like a massive single point of failure. If this thing crashes, you've got a couple hundred angry people demanding refunds.
And that exact nightmare scenario is why engineers build in something called bypass mode.
Okay, what does that do?
Well, if the digital components inside the processor fail, the system doesn't just die. It actively routes the audio around the fried digital board.
Wait, it routes around it. How?
It uses physical analog relays. It forces a hardwired connection to the amplifiers to guarantee the show goes on.
So it physically bypasses its own digital brain if things go sideways.
Exactly. It's brilliant.
That makes total sense. And speaking of the digital brain, there's another feature I saw in the source data called intrinsic correction.
Oh, yeah, that is a huge time saver.
Right, because instead of a projectionist spending hours in an empty theater manually tweaking an equalizer, this processor uses preloaded digital signal processing profiles built specifically for QSC loudspeakers.
Yeah, it instantly optimizes them for ideal out-of-the-box performance without endless tweaking.
Which is crazy to think about.
I mean, you have to look at the problem this hardware actually solves for the industry. A modern multiplex isn't just trying to tune one room.
They have a lot of screens.
Right. They might be managing 20 screens. So shifting from manual dials to an automated, instantly optimized system saves a massive amount of setup time and labor.
But if it replaces all that manual labor, auto-tunes the room, and has these physical fail-safes so you don't have to refund tickets, theater operators must be paying a massive premium.
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but the HDTV supply specs list this unit at just $2,800, and it's backed by a 6-year warranty when you register it.
Yeah. I mean, when you measure $2,800 against the revenue of just one single sold-out Friday night, it's a highly strategic investment.
It really is.
But the real value is scale. Whether outfitting one screen or a massive multiplex, this unit features full network capabilities.
Using that Ethernet connection.
Exactly, with full SNMP support. Think of SNMP like a digital heartbeat monitor for IT networks. Operators don't even have to be in the building.
Wait, really?
Yeah, a single IT administrator can sit with a laptop and remotely monitor the health of thousands of screens across the country in real time. It's highly scalable.
That is wild. You don't need a technician sprinting between projection booths anymore. The entire complex is managed over the network.
It really changes the game.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive. It really does change how you experience that movie theater rumble when you know what's happening behind the wall.
It absolutely does. And before we go, I want to leave you with a final thought to chew on.
Oh, lay it on me.
Well, We just spent this time exploring the brilliant engineering it takes to manage 10 discrete channels of sound, right?
Right.
But cinema sound is rapidly evolving toward highly complex, object-based spatial audio.
Where sound isn't confined to fixed channels at all?
Exactly. It moves fluidly as data objects around the room.
Yeah.
So as that takes over, how will the physical hardware theaters have to adapt once 10-channel processors are just no longer enough to handle the sheer volume of data?
That is a great point to explore. Next time you grab some popcorn and the lights go down, keep an ear out for that invisible stage manager running the show.